What is going on, guys, and welcome on in. So I wanted to talk about something that I just kind of realized here today. I knew that they made a lot of money. And when I'm talking about they, I mean crypto pickers, stock pickers, whatever you want to call them. I knew these people were making money from subscription-based services and picks and whatnot, but I didn't necessarily know how much. And you figure, okay, the bigger the following, the more money you can make and whatnot, right? So in this video, I wanted to, number one, expose how much some of them make and how you can actually see that. It's fairly easy to do, but I want to expose how much they make and then why they could be so good. Now, I will also say there is a ton of BS out there. And when it comes down to what I actually value, and I think you guys see by the content that I kind of create, is we talk about the portfolio on the weekends, but not someone who cares to alert a stock. I don't care to do that, and I don't see the long-term value for somebody just following along with a pick or an alert, right? So you guys kind of catch my drift, right, on that type of stuff. And that's why I'm not interested in doing that. But what I am interested in more is the education behind it, understanding what goes into it, understanding the mindset, understanding technical analysis, all that stuff. So I'm someone who values that a lot more than the picks on a platter, right? And saying, follow me, follow this, follow that. Because at the end of the day, we know that 90% of traders are not making money, right? So 90% of people are not making money. And I think following somebody else is only going to get you further along in that boat, right? Even if that person is successful, there is a lot more at play. So let us talk about what we mean. So this article right here, I found this article and I was kind of just scrolling through, and it's interesting to note. You can kind of look at all these Twitter accounts and whatnot, and they all have their own services and courses and whatnot. And I don't know all of them specifically, and I haven't looked through every single course and whatnot. But what I do value here is those who have a course that's providing education and learning something, learning a skill, learning strategy, learning tactics. That's cool, but the picks, that is where I think it gets kind of ridiculous, okay? That's really cool, and people like to pay for that stuff, and if you are one of those people and you're getting value from somebody, awesome. I just want to make sure that you're actually getting value out of that, and you have to also understand at play here how much that person's making from providing those picks. And I think that that's really interesting. Now, there's tons of videos on YouTube when it comes to crypto and when it comes to stocks. And I have nothing against any other people who put out these videos, because I've also made videos in the past talking about stocks to watch and this, that, and the other thing. I try to make it more educational behind why, reasoning why, and whatnot. But these people and these videos get tons of views. And so I understand, right? If you're a YouTuber and you're making money just strictly off your channel and you want to make more money, you want to grow and you want to play the algorithm strength, well, you kind of have to make these types of videos. That's just the way the algorithm works. And so when it comes to crypto, the exact same thing. And if you go to like this guy's profile, for example, I have no idea who this is, no, experience with this person at all, this channel, but you go to their profile, you go to their description, and boom, just like that, you got a Patreon link right here to get picks. Now, okay, you have the bronze level for $5 a month. You got this level for $50, and then you got gold, which is, apparently $300 a month, which is kind of crazy. So, this is what I think is really interesting to look at, is when you start diving into the Patreons and this type of stuff. And where it gets really, really interesting is this one guy that I found on Twitter, who actually, I have a future video coming out very, very soon, and hopefully next week, where I'm going to try 3 stock pickers like subscriptions and pay for them. And then we'll talk about, the results. Do I get value out of them and whatnot, and how they kind of played out for the day? But take a look at this. This guy who I actually follow on Twitter, I realized, okay, he's got a Patreon, and this is one of the guys I'm probably going to be testing out next week. But take a look at this, okay? So he comes out with essentially alerts and shares what he's doing. He does some live streams as well as and whatnot, right? Now, take a look at this. It's going to cost you about $120 per month, okay, to join his membership, okay? Where I think this is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And he isn't someone who has, he has, let's see, 41,000 followers on Twitter. Okay. So it's not like a crazy following. They are engaged. The more engaged, the better, right? Obviously, the more engaged your followers are, the more money you'll make from something like this. But it gets wild, guys. It gets absolutely wild. So let's take a look at how much he's making right now. So we got the calculator pulled up. Now, if you do the math here, I don't know if every single one of the people who are subscribed are paying the full price and whatnot. Maybe some got in at a lower price, but let us just assume, and we'll actually we'll bring this number down a touch. Let us assume that there are 17 1,750 people who are paying $120 per month, okay? You do the math on this right now. This person, this guy, is making $210,000 a month, okay? So he's making more, 5x more than the average US yearly salary in 1 month for doing this. Now, if you're making money and it's good, hey, maybe there's value there and maybe it pays off massively and it's worth it. I'm going to test that out going forward, actually, next week, as well as some other people as well. But this is what's absolutely insane. So $210,000 per month, roughly. And then we kind of actually brought that number down. Now, why I bring this up is because the next question is, why are these guys so good at what they do? Well, number one, right, if they're good, that'll sell more people onto their memberships and they'll make more money. But the question that I ultimately have at the end of the day is, why would you be selling your alerts or your plays, right? Because if you could be profitable yourself, then you don't need to sell this to somebody else. It would make more sense and be more valuable to sell your knowledge, your education, to understand how you do this, right? How do you make all this money? Sell that information rather than your alerts, right? Wouldn't that make sense? Wouldn't that make sense? I don't know. Maybe people have, the different opinions on that, but right, that's kind of where I come from on this type of stuff. And now we can watch Givo as it pushes up here today, but I want to talk about this next piece, okay? So why are they so good, right? Why are they making so much money, or why are they being consistent, right? You may follow somebody like that and be like, okay, well, this is awesome. He's doing so well. How do I do that? How can I do that? Maybe I'll buy his thing. I'll subscribe. I'll do this. I'll do that. The key difference here is that, for example, these people are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, right? You're paying for that. So you're paying out of pocket. In your head, you're thinking to yourself, is this worth it? Let's see if I can make back my $120. Let's see if I can make more. Let's see if I can make 1,000. See if I can make this. Let's see if I can make that. You don't have the cushion, potentially. Now, if you have a job or you have another income stream that's, fairly large and that you can have that cushion, you probably don't. The vast majority of people don't have that cushion to back them. They don't have that $210K coming in a month to back themselves up, right? So, for example, these crypto callers, these stock pickers, whatever you want to call them, right? They have the ultimate advantage when it comes to their mindset and when it comes to their emotions, because they do not care at all, right? Obviously, they want to make money. It's going to sell more people onto their subscription, right? But they really don't care at all, because they ultimately know that they got their bills paid every month. That's coming in. So now their ultimate advantage is they could trade a stock, they could trade crypto, they can trade the markets with literally no emotions at play, which, whether you think you have some, whether you think you kind of handle your emotions or not, you probably are dealing with some sort of emotional connection. And I deal with it too all the time myself. As much as I've gotten so much better over the years to fight that and to understand the red and not get upset about the red and not celebrate too much about the green. As much as I have gotten better, I still deal with it. Everybody deals with it. But I really think a lot of people underestimate how big emotions play and how these people literally don't have to deal with it, right? Now, they may be fighting battles that we don't see on the outside, but ultimately, right, you have to understand they have a backup. They got that safety net. And that is why I think a lot of them are very good at what they do, because they are trading with literally no emotions at play. Now, of course, there's probably terrible, people out there who are literally just scamming you. And I know a lot of that stuff goes on behind the scenes, and it's really difficult to kind of sift through who's good and who's bad. And so I intend to make a video in the coming weeks going over testing some people out. What do they actually offer? How much money does it cost me? What am I getting out of it? And then ultimately make my decision there. Do I think it's worth it? Not bashing somebody, not saying this is the best thing ever and recommending that you go do it. But that's at least my test that I'm going to be trying out into next week. So let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on this. I think it's absolutely insane that people can be making this much money. But then again, it's the day and age that we live in, right? A lot of people are doing this type of stuff. I personally value the education over that type of stuff. So I really, really like when people are, let's say you're selling a course, but I really like if you're looking to have the best interest of somebody in mind and you're not just selling, another slot into your membership. But at least the way that I see it is I want people to be self-sufficient so they don't need to rely on anybody, so that they can go and do what they want to do with their life and be able to know that they can consistently profit. They can consistently beat the market, and they can do what they have to do to go make their money and then enjoy their life and not be glued to a screen and glued to somebody's alerts and whatnot. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts behind these pickers, these stock callers and whatnot. If you guys are paying for some, do you get value out of them? I'd love to hear you guys in the comment section down below. Thanks so much, guys. Hit that thumbs up button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.